Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing good. Happy Thanksgiving. I had a good day with my kids. I hope you did too. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I've been kind of holding back. I've been paying attention to the news and to the YouTube channels and seeing what's going on in the Summer Wells case. It's really interesting, this tip and this lead. And I do hope it leads to something. I hope it leads to finding Summer. We need some answers in this case. We need some closure. But, so that's really interesting. And, it really has me thinking a lot that, is it possible that Summer Wells could have been abducted by somebody else? I watched, trying to think of his name now, Justin, on Clutch Them Pearls, on his channel, and he was talking about this Randy guy, and there's a Randy guy at this property, and he was a tree trimmer, and he really did some deep digging on that. He did a good job discussing that. I mean, hey, it makes sense, and it could be a good possibility. But you know what I think? I think that if Don and Candace are not involved with the disappearance of their daughter, I still believe that the creepy guy, that's the title on my video, the creepy guy trying to touch the little kids, I believe that Don called Candace and said it was Jackie, not Andy, Jackie. I believe that's who he was talking to, because what happened was that Jody Sue, Andy, Don, and Candace all got in a fight with a stranger who bought the piece of property that is connected to Summer Wells property. And he was camping out there the night before Summer went missing. And he was over there doing all kinds of work, and I get really ticked off because people say, oh, you think that old man could do that? Oh, come on. He's not that old, trust me. And if he could have put in a septic tank, and he could put a gate up and all these things and fix his driveway, cut trees, he's not that old, okay? And many old people have been convicted of being, the chomos, essayers, pedos. But anyways, I still cannot get over the fact that this guy that they fought with, and the police had to come, this Jackie guy, it's really weird that his alibi was that he wasn't there on the 15th, that he left, that they chased him away, Jody Sue and Don and all of them, that they chased him away, and he went and stayed in a motel, the roadway in, like 20 minutes. I think he said 20 minutes from the property. Now, he said that all he did was stay in his motel that day, and he bought beer and biscuits. That's the only time he left. He said him and his dog were there in the motel room. Well, let me tell you, it's a possibility that Summer was in that motel room with him. And he could have kidnapped her, and he could have taken her down some other road and put her somewhere. He tried to say that he was cleared by TBI, but nobody came out. No TBI came out and said certain people were cleared and that these individuals didn't have anything to do with it. And so, you know, I'm just saying that if the parents didn't do this, then if they really feel that there's been an abduction, this guy was the only new person that came to the area. All these other people lived there their whole life, okay? This guy was the only new guy. He had a truck, a blue van, not a truck, but a blue van that was seen in the neighborhood during the time when Summer got gone. He went home immediately 2 days later. Well, he went home the next day. Well, he stayed one night, the 15th, and then he left all the way back to Georgia, shaved his hair, shaved his head, shaved his beard and his body. Why did he have to change his whole entire appearance right away, that instantly when he got back? I find that really strange. I find him very suspect. He would say in his videos that I wish that TBI would just clear everybody and this would be over with, because I'm tired of people, you know, thinking he was tired of people thinking he was a suspect. And he did talk to a couple YouTubers, and they seem to believe that he's innocent, and I do not. He had some really creepy posts. He was posting weird stuff on Facebook when Summer got gone. I mean, he was seen in one of the pictures where he was on the property right by the trespassing sign, you know, at Summer's house. How do we know that this guy didn't take Summer because he was mad at Don and Candace and Jody, Sue, and Andy? How do we not know that? And I hear all these people talking about Don called Candace and said there was a creepy guy on the property trying to touch the little kids. I truly believe, and his name's, that there's a guy named Andy. Well, I truly believe, you guys, that I think he heard Jackie. He's sitting here trying to overhear the conversation on the phone. And I always believed that I thought he heard Jackie. And he didn't know who Jackie was. He really didn't know anything about it. But this all went down the night before Summer went missing. He just bought that property. He had access to all around there. And I truly believe, you guys, that Summer, that Candace was gone a lot longer than 2 minutes, because the dispatch call says that Mom went on a walk, been gone about 10 minutes. And I believe it was longer. I think she was gone somewhere and she left her alone. And it's a possibility that Jackie Dobbs took her. I mean, she went looking in the neighborhood. Candace did, because I think she thought, well, she's just got to be around here. I wasn't gone that long, because Candace even told the boys, you weren't watching your sister. I told them, I'll be right back. Watch your sister. And when she came back, she asked the boys where Summer was, and they said downstairs in the basement playing. So, sorry. I gotta go all the way back now because I left this on too long, and I'm sorry that it's dark in here, because you get a glow from my TV and I can't see it, and you won't be able to see it if I do want to show you this. Right here. Let me turn it on. All the coincidental things. You know what I mean? Hold on. Oh, I'll let that play for a minute. Okay. So, anyways, what I was saying is that I think Candace was gone longer than she was. I mean, everything points to the parents, right? Everything looks bad for Don and Candace because, you know, they're using drugs, they're drinking, they're being stupid on YouTube, they're acting fools. And I'm not, I don't know 100% if they're guilty. I mean, I have had myself convinced this whole time. But, I don't know. I think that it's now that I see that Summer could be somewhere else down the road, farther away from the house. What's to say that this guy didn't take that road and go dump Summer in the woods somewhere on his way out of Beach Creek? I mean, what's to say that he didn't do that? If he knew his way around. I mean, it's really strange. I just find that he's the only weird person that was on that hill. And now I do believe that Jody Sue heard a scream. I really do. I do believe Jody Sue, and I believe she heard a scream because it is a possibility that Summer was abducted, but I believe by this other guy. Not the house not the guys they're looking at, the tree trimmers. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that that it couldn't be, but I truly believe that if it was anyone besides Don and Candace, that it would be this guy, Jackie. And I really believe that Hunter mistook the name and he heard wrong because there was a creepy guy up on the property and they were having problems with him. And so, they got in a fight with him and confronted him. So anyways, I had made this video up a year ago, and this was Jonathan Lee Riches. He was talking about Summer, and I shared a little clip of his video under fair use, but I just want you to hear this for a minute again.
Jackie Dobbs was the individual that had a property dispute with the family of Jody Sue Brown, the Bernards, right before Summer Wells was reported missing. A reliable source has told me after the incident happened with Jody Sue and the Bernards with Jackie Dobbs then left Ben Hill Road area and went to the roadway in Churchill, Tennessee. It's not far. It's about a 24-minute drive.
See? He says, well, I wasn't at Ben Hill. Oh, well, he was only 24 minutes away.
Jackie Dobbs went to the roadway. I went to the roadway to try to get some more information because I'm curious about Jackie Dobbs. This is what happened when I went to the roadway.
Okay.
Check it out.
Well, he really didn't get nothing from the roadway in. But I'm just going to back this up a minute because I want to show you something. Again, this is my video and you can go watch it. I just want to back it up a little bit and show you something. Okay, here's the guy. Jackie Dobbs, whatever, on June 15th, 2021. That's what he looked like. Okay? He changed his appearance. Weird, right? On June 18th, 2021, when he went back home to Georgia. He said he was being harassed and people harass him. He wrote, a clean shave for a new start, June 18th. I did not hear that he is RSO, and if anybody knows how to check that out, would you please? But That's what I wanted to... Alright, so he changed his appearance. He claims this picture was taken in 2016. Wow, really? You've been up at... You didn't buy the property yet at the Wells. By the Wells. And his property is right directly crossing the Wells property. This is what... Okay. Hold on here. So, here's the... He had a blue van. And they said they seen this blue van in the area and talked about it on Dr. Phil. He also owned a red pickup truck. And this is where he went to stay. Supposedly. So this is where he's supposed to be staying, at the Roadway Inn, which is only 20 minutes, you guys, from Summer's house. Currently shut down due to high crime. Yeah, also... That's Jackie Dopp. Also, there was something else I wanted to tell you. That was a high crime, yeah, they closed it down. And here was his alibi. It was at the Roadway Inn in Churchill, Tennessee, the entire day of the 15th, except for short excursions to the 2 Marathon gas stations near the inn for biscuits and beer. Now, what I think, somebody should go over to the Marathon, the 2 Marathon gas stations that are near this motel, and show them a picture of Summer Wells and asked if he ever, and maybe even Jackie, and asked if they ever seen her in there or, you know, with that guy. Because I get the baddest feeling. I think that, what if he had Summer in that motel room all night and then disposed of her somewhere? And I don't know, it's weird that Don Wells said that she's probably up in some motel room effing some mother effer. That's what he said in his conversation. A terrible thing to say. But, you know, I mean, maybe he's looking at it statistically like it's probably, you know, some kind of creep like that took Summer Wells. And now, I don't know. I mean, there's been so many stories. Everybody keeps going around the merry-go-round, the same mulberry bush over and over. And to me, I don't know why the TBI has not, and the detectives have not fully investigated this guy. And I think there's a clue with him. It scares me. I feel like that he is a suspect in the Summer Wells case. And I don't know, you know, what they're going to find or if they did find anything in this search. But boy, I'm praying that they do, because I want to know what happened to this little girl. I mean, I've been on this case since day one, and, you know, we're getting frustrated and tired because we want to know what happened to this little girl. And, so yeah, I feel like that is what happened. Maybe I'm crazy. You can call me crazy, you can think, but, you know, I have fully suspected Don and Candace all along. I mean, they act so weird. And they've done some really shady things. They've lied. They've changed their stories. Uh, you know, they go on and on. And, but, hold on. You know, and another thing is, there's Summer Wells, just so you can see her. She's been missing since June 15th, 4 years ago. And still no answers. And we're waiting. We are waiting. But of course, the tree cutter saw Summer. We heard that already. We heard that Candace and Grandis, when they were pulling out of the driveway, there was tree trimmers down there, and they seen Summer in the back seat. Of course they did. And I don't know what they said to them or spoke to them or what. But, sorry. But anyways, yeah. Here's my dog passed out. Anyways, what do you guys think? I mean, I wish, I'm thinking about getting a hold of Detective Pruitt and asking him why they did not, really look into this person very much. I mean, there's all these weird signs, I listen to a lot of crime podcasts and shows, and, they say that some of their suspects, cut their hair, change their appearance. I just found that very strange that this guy had been growing his beard forever and his hair, and 2 days later, Summer Wells goes missing while he's there, and then goes home and shaves his head, and he got divorced. It's just really weird to me. And these are all my opinions, and these are just alleged, these are just my thoughts, because I do believe that the only possibility of abduction came from that guy. Because here's my point, okay? You live by the people you live by forever. Why would Jody Sue and Andy want to kidnap Summer? For what? I mean, really, for what? They have their own kids, and they've lived there forever next to Don and Candace and known them forever. Why would they do that? And where would they hide her? And another thing is, if Fred's a good possible suspect, he could have did something, but we don't know that. He could just be a goofball from the neighborhood, telling lies, telling stories, spreading bull crap. But, why would, I just don't understand why any of the neighbors would want to kidnap a child that they've known this long. I don't really buy that. I feel like that it'd have to be somebody, that didn't really care and that was going to leave the area anyways. I mean, how coincidental that he's just there for them couple days, gets in a fight with the family and Jody Sue and Andy, and then Summer comes up missing, and then she's supposedly 10 miles from home, or whatever, from the residence, 20 minutes away, whatever. I don't know. I really haven't heard too much more. Somebody said they were taking dirt samples. I don't know if they really are, because none of this has come from the police. I've heard people say it. So I don't really know. People that live in the area were saying that they removed truckloads of dirt. We're searching somebody said they were searching the pond there, the water, that there was a lot of police, heavy presence of police and FBI. And they could have found something, but they might not come out and tell anybody until they're for sure and until they can put their stuff together to make an arrest. Then they will. You know, they know this case has so much YouTube attention. I mean, people have run wild with it. I'm just, you know, I'm not on here to make money. I am not monetized. I'm not on here to be some kind of YouTube star. I'm not on here to keep, you know, trying to be a podcaster. I'm on here because I cared about Summer Wells, and I just like to talk about this case, and that's all. I'm just sharing my opinions. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. You know, these are my theories and my thoughts, and so don't take it any other way. I just really would like to see Summer Wells be found, and I'm praying that this leads to somewhere, because we're tired of waiting, all of us. I know we are. You know, look, I didn't think that, I wasn't sure if there'd ever be closure or arrest in Michael Vaughn's case, Susan Morphews, but you know, I'm glad to hear that the TBI is on this case and that they are working on it. I want to just say hi to all of you. I've missed you all. I just really haven't had a whole lot to say because there's really not much new in the Summer Wells case. And I know people keep putting out different videos. And I was trying to hold back because I was hoping I would hear something, some breaking news, you know, like that she was found. And then we could discuss that. But I haven't heard anything like that or seen anything. If you have, let me know in the comment section. But I've missed you guys. I know I don't come on here very much. If we do find Summer, you know, I'll probably be doing something different on my channel, talking about other things, because this one, I guess I'm not really cut out for that kind of stuff, because it really has broke my heart to see all these missing children. And you know, I don't get a lot of traffic to my channel because I don't really do a lot of videos. So, I mean, not a lot of people are seeing my videos. So, if you get a chance, hit the like button or comment, because it helps so YouTube pushes out my video if it's liked or commented on, interacted with. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I'd love to hear your comments. Please let me know. I really do believe it's possible that it could be this guy. I cannot stop saying it, and I'm sorry. That he was the only stranger there. And Jody Sue could have heard her scream. He could have grabbed her when Candace was gone. And maybe she's covering up the fact that she was gone too long and partying, or if she was with Hunter or whatever. I don't know. I'm sure Don was home that day. He was probably down watching porn and not paying no attention to his kids. I wouldn't doubt that either, laying down in his bed. I don't know, because, you know, Chris McDonough said he was watching some kind of dirty show when down in the basement. Hey, that's what somebody else said. I'm just repeating. But they're saying that he was home that day. And I know that he was home earlier, because Jenna said that he was home at 3 o'clock, because Candace told her that. So we know he was home for part of the day. And I don't know why Don would go to the shed first to check for her. Maybe he knew that she liked to play in there. Maybe it's something other bad. It could be something else bad that he did in that shed. But it also could be that she played in there a lot. You know, how do we know? When I was a little girl, if there was like a shed like that, I'd want to make a fort in there. I'd want to bring my dolls in there, pretend it was my house, you know. You don't know. You know, we can't just assume that Don was doing bad stuff. I mean, you can't. I mean, that's what people just assume all the time, that, you know, he was doing bad stuff. And so, no. You don't know. We don't know. Let's just hope and pray that we get some closure. And that's why I think the creepy guy, when Don called Candace that day, I believe he was talking about, when he said the name, I think it was Jackie, that he was the creepy guy up on the property because they had problems with him. So, I don't know. That's just my opinions. I mean, I just didn't think that anybody else would want to wander up there and take the chance of stealing Summer, unless Don took her somewhere and gave her to someone because of protective services. So he just, who knows, he could have traded her for drugs. We don't know. But, you know, and it could be those people, you know, whoever owns that house or property, it could be connected to them. But like I said, it could also be connected to this other guy, and he could have put her anywhere when he was leaving that area. So, I don't know. But it would make sense if Jody Sue heard a scream and that he was there, around there. That would make sense, wouldn't it? If he grabbed her and took her. I don't know. You know, he had a dog named Elvis, and he could have said, Elvis wants to play. Do you want to come over here? I'll show you something, or I got some candy, or whatever. You don't know. This is just allegedly. But it's my opinion, and I wish that the TBI would look into that, you know. But it's kind of late now to be asking the marathon if they seen Summer Wells over there, but it still couldn't hurt, you know, taking a flyer over there and asking them people if they ever, you know, seen that little girl around there or anything suspicious. You know, we don't know. I know it's been 4 years, but you never know. Even them gas stations might have something on video, you know, from all that, from 4 years ago. We don't know. I don't know how long, you know, these businesses keep, you know, their videos, their security, whatever. But anyways, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I'm blessed. I have a big family, and they're all good. And I cooked a beautiful meal for, there was 10 of us here, and they loved it. And it was good, delicious. So I'm grateful for my kids and my grandkids, and that I have people around me, you know. So, but anyways, I love all of you. I'm thinking about you. I'll try to get back on here if I hear any more news and talk to you guys about it. All right. Have a good night. Bye.